And our top story tonight, Trump filling out his cabinet, making 2 additional choices, including Nikki Haley as U.S. ambassador to the UN. Trump also nominating Betsy DeVos as education secretary. She's a former Michigan Republican Party chairwoman, longtime advocate of school vouchers. Trump has made now 7 appointments so far, 3 of them cabinet-level positions. Other choices likely imminent. Retired neurosurgeon Dr. Ben Carson, hinting he's ready to accept an offer to head the Department of Housing and Urban Development. Carson posted a statement on his Facebook page saying, quote, "After serious discussions with the Trump transition team, I feel that I can make a significant contribution, particularly to making our inner cities great for everyone." And the Wall Street Journal now reporting Trump is expected to select billionaire investor Wilbur Ross to head the Commerce Department. Joining us tonight to assess all of this and a lot more, Washington Times columnist, Fox News contributor Charlie Hurt, political communications expert and partner at Maslensky and Partners, Lee Carter. Lee, it's great to have you both. Lee, I want to start with you. He's making women an emphasis in his early choices.
I think that he's doing a lot of very important things. Number one, he's talking to people that nobody expected him to, like Mitt Romney. Nikki Haley was also, she didn't necessarily support him during the election, but he's saying that I think it's more important that she has her experience and it's the right time, right position, right person. And I think all of these are going to go a long way to making people feel more comfortable with President-elect Trump than they have been so far.
Charlie, what do you make of it? He seems to be moving much faster than, well, his predecessors certainly have in recent memory. And he's also making choices that, as Lee suggests, were not necessarily obvious or conventional.
Not at all obvious or conventional. And so much for the anti-woman racist that we have been told for the last year that Donald Trump is. I think 2 of the most interesting ones choices so far is Betsy DeVos for Department of Education and Ben Carson as HUD Secretary, just because it's sort of surprising. A lot of people thought that Ben Carson would be good at HHS, but the truth of the matter is, given his biography, he grew up in Detroit. His wonderful book, Gifted Hands, is a story about a mother, a single mother who raised 2 sons in deplorable conditions in a place like Detroit, and helped them, reach their fullest, greatest potential. And my goodness, if there's nothing else we could get out of housing and urban development, it would be that. That would be a truly miraculous turnaround. And so I think that these are all very, very exciting picks, and the choice of Jeff Sessions as Attorney General proves to me that Donald Trump is very serious about putting forth a very constitutional sort of agenda with his Attorney General.
Yeah, delivering on the campaign that he ran and the promises he made. Betsy DeVos, as Charlie is saying, Lee, an interesting choice because she has been committed to charter schools, committed to vouchers, and public education in this country has always been, when you get through all of the federal programs, all of the nonsense, the reality is this country has always had one great equalizer, one area that was the foundation of our meritocracy, and that is public education. If he can fix public education, he'll go down in the ages for being a successful president.
I think it's one of his big priorities. I think bringing somebody in who has this different kind of perspective and view and is willing to make some big bets on doing things differently is really important right now. I think there's a lot of discussion about the uneducated in this country, about where we are right now, about why we need jobs. And I mean, he's even talked about how does everybody need to go to college? Maybe not necessarily. Maybe we need to move back technical schools.
The answer is hell no. And people shouldn't even, to me, there shouldn't even be a discussion about it.
But I think these are refreshing conversations.
Real money right now in this country are tradesmen, they are craftsmen and women. And to shut down vocational high schools and to end shop in our high school, our public education system. Our public education right now is being held hostage by teachers' unions and such conventional and thought that it's incredible. Just keep repeating the same process and turning out what is a less educated class every year. It's devastating what we're doing in public education, Charlie.
And totally beholden to the teachers' unions, as you say. And, you know, Donald Trump surprised all the experts, all the pollsters, everybody, by performing so much better, or performing better among Hispanic voters and black voters over Mitt Romney's performance 4 years ago. Yeah. If Donald Trump makes real inroads with public education, as you point out, the people that will benefit the most are poor people and minorities, and you know this could completely revolutionize the voting blocks that have been sort of set in stone for so many years because of the way Washington operates.
You know, the challenges that, and they are immense, they're profound, they're absolutely, I mean, Donald Trump had to have great courage to even ask for this job because it is going to demand so much and so much more than he's already given. Mm-hmm. But if he can turn things around, first in the economy, but in education, he will have done more than all the federal programs for the past 50 years. He will have done more than all of the, you know, the power structure of the inner cities has been able to accomplish, and it will change profoundly our society, and I think for the better. Let me turn to Mitt Romney. Lee, this is, it's got Newt Gingrich's goat. As I look at my Twitter account, it's exercised a lot of people, and it's understandable. Yeah. But at the same time, Mitt Romney apparently hasn't been offered the job and apparently hasn't accepted.
That's right. We don't know what's going to happen.
And I say apparently because I don't have any inside information.
And that's right. I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but we do know that Donald Trump has made himself available to have conversations with people who have been very critical of him, because I think what he's saying is, I'm going to look for the right person at the right time for the right job, and we're going to bring this country back together again. So if somebody disagrees with me and they have great ideas, I'm going to bring them to the table. So whether or not Mitt Romney gets the offer, I think it's just a fantastic thing that he's having conversations with people that you know that he has disagreements with, and he's not holding grudges.
And I think it's also clear here, Charlie, that he looks ever the larger person for having had the conversation, if not making the offer.
Absolutely, and I think it's an important message to send. And you know, if we haven't learned anything else from Secretary of State John Kerry, we have learned you can put any buffoon in that position, and there's going to be only a limited amount of damage done, because all those decisions are going to be made out of the White House. And you know, so give it to Mitt Romney, make his people happy, and of course, you know, Mitt Romney has to accept it. And what does that say about him, considering all of the things he said about Donald Trump over the past year?
Yeah, that was a long walk he made into that building to sit down, I suspect.
Very long walk.
With Donald Trump.
Keep your enemies close.
Thank you both.